Hi there ladies and gentlemen, this is Eastwood for Life fan, and this is movie pickups update for the month of June 2020. And before we get to the DVDs, Blu-rays and 4K titles, just a quick reminder about my 500 subs contest. Entries must be in by July the 19th on a Sunday, so you guys still have 2 weeks to put a entry in. So far there are 7 entries, and I'll do a contest reminder next week because I plan to pick up one more item to the other prizes. So guys, if you want to win some cool prizes, send an entry into the 500 subs contest video to the channel. And to this month's shout out, and the shout out goes to a guy by the name of Jeff, all the way from the Netherlands, and he has a channel name of 101 Bronson, a Western fan as well as action movies, and he also collects movie figures. He does regular monthly updates, and he has quite a few collection videos of his favourite action stars, so please check his channel out. The link will be in the description box down below. Go over to his channel, show some support and love, and say that Eastwood for Life recommended his channel. So yeah, 101 Bronson, with a name like that, why would you not want to check out the channel? So on to the DVDs, and usually I start an update with some Western movies, and the first one's a bootleg. There's no official English audio release of this one. Go for Broke, a Umberto Lenzi spaghetti western, and he did make 2 spaghetti westerns. This one I haven't seen. Like I say, there's no English audio release of this, but I did enjoy his second spaghetti western, A Pistol for 100 Coffins, with Peter Lee Lawrence, and this one stars John Ireland and Mark Damon. And story has it that Umberto Lenzi, he didn't really want to make spaghetti westerns, but part of the two movie deal, he had to make 2 spaghetti westerns before he could do the giallo movies in the late 60s to the 70s. Then he went on to make Eurocrime movies and horror movies, which he was more famous for. So yeah, this is Go for Broke. A few more seasons of Rawhide. This is series 5, UK release. There are 8 seasons in total. Also season 6, and a few of you have been asking when the long-awaited Clint Eastwood collection is going to be up on the channel. I just have one more season of Rawhide to pick up, and a few, I think it's another 3 more Eastwood movies that he directed, and then I'll be ready to put out a few videos of the Clint Eastwood collection, because it's going to be a pretty long video if I decide to put it in one video. And this is series 7 of Rawhide. So yeah, Clint Eastwood collection is coming soon. Onto the Blu-rays now. Finally released a physical media copy of the documentary Sad Hill Unearthed. Many of you might have seen the documentary on Netflix, but this has just got finally released, and it's nice to have a physical media copy of this fascinating documentary of how they restored the location of the finale of The Good, the Bad and the Ugly, the cemetery, where fans worldwide and the locals in northern Spain decided to restore the location for its 50th anniversary. And guys, good thing about this release, it is region free and it's now available on many of the Amazon sites. Sad Hill Unearthed. Picked up Jaws 2, the sequel, which came out I think it was 3 years after the original. And this one wasn't directed by Steven Spielberg, but Roy Scheider returns in the sequel. Very good sequel, this one. I really enjoyed this one. And the other Jaws movies I won't bother, because the third one was pretty piss poor, and I never bothered with the fourth one yet. But Jaws 2, a worthy and very good sequel. And let's hope that they want to put a nice release similar to the Zavi limited collector's edition of Jaws. And if they can do that with Jaws 2, that will be nice to have. Next 3 movies are horror movies. They were sent to us by Dan, Physical Media for Life, which he sent me a package. So I'll just briefly show these movies. This is a 1981 werewolf movie. This one I've always wanted to check out back in the VHS days. With a cover like that, it always grabbed my attention. This one's about a detective who realizes that a killer creature is in the streets of New York. And this is part of the HMV Premium Collection, numbered 109. Yeah, Wolfen, early 80s werewolf movie. Another Umberto Lenzi movie. This one's a Italian slasher movie. This one, Nightmare Beach, and this is the 88 Films release. A motorcyclist goes round on his motorbike and his outfit, killing people on their spring break in Florida. And John Saxon stars as the detective in this movie, like he did in most Italian movies in the 70s, 80s. He always played a cop. Yeah, Umberto Lenzi. Trashy horror slasher movie, this one. Another 88 film release, Two Evil Eyes, filmed by George A. Romero and Dario Argento, where 2 short stories are put together in this movie. And you do get Adrian Barbeau and also Harvey Keitel in this. Never seen this movie and looking forward to checking this one out. Two Evil Eyes. And the other titles that Dan picked up for us. This one, Eureka, which very, very curious about this movie with that great cast. Gene Hackman, Rutger Hauer, Teresa Russell, Mickey Rourke and Joe Pesci. This one's a movie set in the 80s, and with a cast like that, how did I not see or even heard of this movie? Eureka, put out by Eureka Masters of Cinema. And the last one he got for us, Air Force One, Wolfgang Peterson movie starring Harrison Ford as the US president on a plane, where the plane gets hijacked. And this was a movie that actually Kevin Costner turned down the role, and then Harrison Ford appeared in this movie. I actually preferred Harrison Ford to Kevin Costner, even though Kevin Costner is a very good actor. But yeah, Air Force One. I am planning on picking up more Harrison Ford movies. The next 4 titles are movies that I picked up in my local CX store, and it's just great to pick up movies in person and picked up the Cannonball Run, and it's been years since I've seen this comedy movie from the 80s. Yeah, great cast in this one, and this was a box office smash in the early 80s, and with a great cast like that: Burt Reynolds, Roger Moore, Farrah Fawcett, and Dom DeLuise. And also you get Dean Martin, Sammy Davis Jr., Adrienne Barbeau, and also Jackie Chan appear in this movie. And this comes with a Blu-ray and DVD, medium rare release. Comes with a booklet from the director of the Smokey and the Bandit movies, Hal Needham. There is Burt Reynolds, and this one's about a illegal car race. Takes place all over the USA, and you get many entrants in the car race, try to outdo each other. But a lot of fun, this one. And I actually did enjoy the second one, not as good as the first one, but then the third movie I didn't bother watching. There is Jackie Chan, and Roger Moore in this movie more or less played James Bond, the James Bond character, Dean Martin. I always enjoyed the bloopers that they used to leave in the credits of the ending of the movie. Farrah Fawcett, yeah, Cannonball Run. I don't normally pick up comedy movies, but the first two movies were a lot of fun. Coast to coast, and anything goes. Did pick up the DVD of this the month previous, but it was going cheap in my local CX store. A Few Good Men, the Rob Reiner box office smash hit. Tom Cruise, Jack Nicholson, and Demi Moore. Another box office smash hit movie from the early 90s. This one's the Paul Van Hooven movie, Basic Instinct, the erotic thriller starring Michael Douglas and Sharon Stone. Everyone would have seen this movie, the famous uncrossing the legs scene with Sharon Stone, where Michael Douglas plays a detective, and Sharon Stone's the main suspect that Michael Douglas he gets involved with. Yeah, this one earned a lot of money. I think worldwide it was earned over $350 million. Yeah, big movie for its day in the early 90s, Basic Instinct. And the last movie from CX, the Mel Gibson movie Payback. And I'm not sure if I've seen this one, because this one came out I think a few years apart from the other Mel Gibson movie Ransom, and it's either Ransom or Payback. I've seen one or the other, but yeah. And there is a director's cut to this, which I always prefer watching the director's cut first off. So that's Payback, starring Mel Gibson. And also some TV series I picked up on Blu-ray. Did do a video of the 60th anniversary edition of The Twilight Zone. Guys, if you've missed that video, it was the video previous. A fantastic release, and it's now out of print. The 60th anniversary edition, limited to 5,000 copies. The original TV series of The Twilight Zone. Some TV series in the steelbook format. Picked up season 4 of The Walking Dead, This is the Xavi Steelbook, and this one, another great season where there's a deadly flu attack where Rick Grimes and the remaining survivors are in a kind of guarded prison after the attack from the governor. But yeah, another great season, and picking up all the Steelbooks releases from Xavi of The Walking Dead. I also picked up season 5 of The Walking Dead, and this season's the one where the remaining survivors are now split as they head to Terminus. Another great season. Just picked up season 8, which I'm just about to start. Season 8 of The Walking Dead. On to the 4K titles now, and I think everybody picked this one up. The limited collector's edition from Xavi of Jaws, the 1975 Steven Spielberg classic, and those are all the extras that you get. I did do a separate video and an unboxing of this Jaws edition. It's still on the channel, and I think everyone had the problem with the booklet where the pages were in the wrong order. And guys, let us know if you've received your booklets, because I'm still waiting for mine. Terrible mistake that the idiots got the booklets wrong, and definitely one of the top releases of the year so far. Had to upgrade this title. This is Scarface, the Al Pacino gangster movie directed by Brian De Palma. This is the gold edition. Does come with the slipcover. There is a limited collector's edition which comes with the figure of The World Is Yours. That edition didn't really interest me with figures. I'm more of a collector in editions that come with booklets and posters and movie cards. So yeah, I settled for this gold edition release and can't wait to check out. I'm hearing that the transfer of this is pretty good. Early 80s gangster movie directed by Brian De Palma, Scarface. The next one is the limited edition deluxe steelbook release of the Blues Brothers. Got to be honest, not really a musical fan, but this John Landis classic is such a fun and great action musical movie, this one. And this one's like a similar release to the Jaws edition, both Universal releases, and we will have a look at this in full. So this is the slip box, and that's the without the J card, the Blues Brothers. This is the J card, all the extras that you get with it, bonus features. This is the Steelbook, and it's the 1980 John Landis comedy movie. Comes with the 4K and the Blu-ray. Movie starring John Belushi and Dan Aykroyd. Yeah, nice looking Steelbook. Also in this set you get some notes. This is a music cue sheet. And some movie notes. Then you get a booklet, and the Blues Brothers, pretty high budget comedy movie in 1980. The actual characters were in the Saturday Night Live comedy series. There's a picture of Carrie Fisher, she's in the movie, and they brought those two characters onto screen, where the two brothers are on a mission from God, where the orphanage that they're brought up is going to close down, and they try to put their band back together and earn the money to keep that place from closing down. But very fun comedy movie, this one. Dan Aykroyd and John Belushi. And John Belushi was hot property in the late 70s. So he'd done the John Landis comedy movie hit Animal House. And also you get music icons like James Brown, Aretha Franklin, and also Ray Charles in this movie. They did do a sequel, I think it was like about 20 years later, the Blues Brothers 2000. You also get a poster. Then you also get some movie cards, classic scenes, and I even enjoyed the musical scenes with Ray Charles, James Brown, the Godfather of Soul, and Aretha Franklin. Yeah, great comedy movie, and can't wait to check out the transfer of the Blues Brothers. So yeah, great release of the Blues Brothers, and I can't wait to check out the great car chase scenes in this movie, like the one in the shopping centre, or should I say the shopping mall. So yeah, finally on 4K, the Blues Brothers. And the last title I picked up is the new Rambo movie. This is Rambo Last Blood, starring Sylvester Stallone. And actually I was gonna set out to watch this movie today, but just found out that there are two cuts of the movie. Releases of Rambo Last Blood in the US, Canada, the UK are 89 minutes long, and there is a extended cut of 101 minutes, and this edition comes with the Blu-ray and 4K. If anybody wants the digital copy of the new Rambo movie, fill your boots. But yeah, you can get the 100-minute edition from Australia, Germany and Korea, which I've just ordered the 4K release in Germany, which I will add to this edition. But pretty annoying that it didn't come with this release, because as a movie fan and collector, you do want the choice of the cuts of the movies which you prefer. But 89 minutes, which this version is, compared to the 101-minute version, is a big difference. And a useful site that I normally use to compare movies is a site called DVD Compare, and I should have done my homework on this, because it is very informative on releases worldwide, especially for violent movies, where us movie fans would prefer to see the full and uncut releases of our movies. So yeah, I will leave the link of that site, DVD Compare. Very, very useful. and yeah, I should have used that before I ordered this one, which if I had watched the 89-minute version, I would have been very disappointed, realizing afterwards there's a 100-minute version of the movie. So I can't give my my review on this movie, but not expecting it to be better than the first two movies. But yeah, Rambo Last Blood. So that is all the titles that I picked up in the month of June 2020. Yeah, guys, feel free to put an entry in for the 500 subs contest. Yeah, like I said before, it's got 2 more weeks to enter. So guys, hope you're staying healthy and well, and keep safe and aware out there. Till the next video, take care and keep on collecting.